Fuck you, Dave.
Deck the halls with pints and party. Beer, 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 beer. 'Tis the season to be tipsy. Beer, 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 beer.
Fuck you, Dave.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off. I'm your host, John MacLeod, and joining me this week is the sweet and gorgeous, heavily inked pipes of David Yang. David, welcome.
Thank you. Yes.
Could you imagine how lit a heavy metal concert on the North Pole would be? Let's split these L's, get a fucking...
Split these L's.
Prancer wants a wall of death in this bitch.
Fuck. God, I'm missing fucking good things right now. Shit. Fuck. Boys!
And also joining me as well is the next member of the Gimmick Gang, Ricky Needs. Ricky, welcome.
Good moment.
Beer be with you, Ricky.
Beer be with you.
Beer be with us.
Yes.
Beer be with us all.
Yes.
May the beer be with you.
Boys!
Oh my god! So that was actually a little bit of fun. So just a little bit of parting the curtain there. Like we hadn't planned initially to do that. We just did it because I wrote a placeholder title for this episode called "Deck the Halls with Pints and Party." Just for I was just like, I don't know. It just came out of my brain, out of nowhere, out of the ether. I was like, that's a good placeholder name, and if we come up with something better later, we'll change it. And then Dave comes in the room and is like almost on the floor laughing, being like, John, this thing is fucking great. Oh my god, I love it. And then he started singing that tune, and we're like, all right, well, fuck, I guess we're going to make this a whole thing now. And we did. And I'm actually really happy with it. Like,
I love spontaneous creativity.
It was
I feel
so good.
like that is what our company is built upon.
It's a good little jam session. It really was. Yeah, it was a good bit of fun.
Spontaneity. Spontaneity?
Spontaneity.
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 That's the one word I fuck up the most, I reckon. Spontaneity.
Spontaneity. Can't get that one out.
Yeah, because I call it spontaneity. There's a billion other fucking ways I say that, but then spontaneity.
Did you just call it spoon-to-titty?
Spontaneity, that's one of the words I fuck up the most. And probably it's my third favorite word, effervescence.
Effervescence.
I used to fuck that one up, fucking something fierce.
I feel like I know where you're coming from in the past, because I remember so the word albeit, right, which is spelled on paper ALBEIT, and I used to think it was pronounced albay. Right? Because I had never... So this is in like 23 years of life...
It's your Spanish girlfriend.
I had never...
It's my El Bay.
Isn't that when you're performing oral sex on an Italian woman? It's al dente al bay.
Si, papi.
That's a spicy meatball.
It's a spicy meatballs. El Bay.
Fucking hell.
No, that's when you're going down on Mario.
Oh, God.
It's a good.
Wahoo!
No, that's what Luigi says in the corner as he smokes a cigarette in the darkness.
Mario would 100% force Luigi to record too.
He would.
He's that much of a beta cuck, Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi is 100% the cuckiest of cucks.
Is he the biggest video game cuck of all time?
I mean, Waluigi.
No, Waluigi has his narrative, man. Waluigi has a purpose.
Do you reckon Waluigi...
If anything... Are you saying Waluigi? I reckon Wario is the most useless in that whole saga.
No. Wario's fucking...
Wario's literally yellow Mario. At least
he's
taller.
but he's a big...
And Waluigi's he looks like the guy from that cartoon show. I can't fucking remember it. You'll know it when you
I know what you're talking...
You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
No, yeah, he does. Yeah,
he does.
To
anyone listening, I don't
Lazy
fucking know.
Town.
Lazy Town.
Lazy Town. He looks like the bad guy from Lazy Town. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
We are number one. Fuck, that's a good meme. Anyway.
Fuck, that's a great show.
Rest in peace.
It is. Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. No, come on. Look, Waluigi, because he got cucked out of fucking Smash Bros.
Oh, okay, true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's the release the Snyder cut of like video games.
It
It's
is.
It's like release the Waluigi.
100%.
Give us them wah.
Yeah, but like
Wow,
but Luigi
I feel like
himself.
he would fucking slap at a concert. Like I feel like he's like the guy that would tour with like
You know what he would do at a concert? Actually, the band would perform first, and then they would do that classic band thing where they're finished, quote unquote, air quotes or just air quotes. They would finish, go out back, lights would go dim, crowd roaring, encore, encore. Every band does it, and then it goes dead silent, and all you hear is whang. And then out comes them all dressed in Waluigis, and it's just fucking. Then the wall of death comes at that point. Oh fuck.
It's the wow of death.
I was thinking like Waluigi would totally just like tour with Disturbed and just be like wow.
This is exactly how I wanted to start a season greetings episode.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's Christmas Eve.
It is Christmas Eve.
You there, boy? What day is it? Technically, it's December 21st, but you know.
Oh, don't peel the curtain back that much.
Oh, come
Ricky.
on.
Shit.
They know we
Tis
don't,
this-
we don't record this as people listen to it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we can
In
give.
their head cannons, we do.
We can actually. Well, we could do a live episode. We have the technology.
We have the technology.
We
yeah,
have.
we could.
If we
I keep
do
getting
it, they
email.
will
I keep
come.
getting emails from our podcast provider being like, "You can do live episodes," and I'm like, "Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of a podcast? Like, a podcast is inherently a pre-recorded medium. Like, doing
Yeah.
that live, you're not. That's not a podcast. That's then a live stream. You know, an
It's just-
internet radio
it's,
show.
it's radio, but better.
Yeah, it's radio with extra steps at that
Yeah.
point. Like, yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose.
But yes, it is Christmas Eve.
It is Christmas Eve, and a Merry Christmas to you all. You know,
to all a good sesh.
to all the good. Yeah, Merry Christmas
Damn
to all
straight.
to all
Hey.
the good sesh.
Hey
Yes.
man, Christmas Eve, if you're from a country town especially, is one of the best sessions of the year.
Yeah?
100%. Because everyone's home.
That's true. That's true.
Every- like,
That's
a
true.
place
And I feel
like-
because it's close knit, kind of tight. Like,
Exactly. You know,
everyone knows
you know
everyone.
everybody, at least like their face. You're just like, I remember you. I used to be in school with you. Let's have a fucking shot. You know, it's that mentality of just like, because everyone, like most people from my year level, I was a graduating class of about 90 odd.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, right? But like at least 70 to 80% of those moved out of Echuca. But all of our parents still live there. So when you go home, everyone comes back Christmas Eve. And it's just like, it's that sesh at the pub, you know, Christmas Eve. You know you're going to be hungover Christmas Day. It doesn't matter. Who cares? And you just go out and just like everyone from school that you know is out on one night. It's crazy. The amount of times I've been hungover, like just rat shit hungover Christmas Day because of a sesh on like fucking Christmas Eve.
Did the country people start? Because I've always had a bit of a thing when it comes to Christmas Day. Because
Yeah.
our family starts Christmas Day with lunch. Now,
Okay, yep.
is it like you draw back the curtains a bit and you go back 100 years when the country people celebrated Christmas? It was like, no, because we're going to be so on the sesh on Christmas Eve, well, let's forego the morning of Christmas Day and start with lunch. Fuck breakfast.
Usually because like the country, at least back in the day, it was because you know they were still harvesting. Like literally,
Yeah.
when I go to Christmas, like we usually do Christmas lunch at my like family's where my family's originally from, which is an even smaller town than Echuca. There's like 600 people there. I'm related to most of them, but like literally we start with Christmas lunch because my uncles are usually still harvesting all throughout Christmas Eve into the morning. They sleep and then they wake up and come to Christmas lunch.
Aww.
It like
Kind of wholesome, actually.
Usually it's like one of the like Christmas Eve around then, depending on you know a multitude of different factors, but usually around Christmas Eve is like the last big harvest of the season before they ship it all off, get paid, and then start again. Pretty much New Year's Day,
And that's not even a modern thing either. Like
No, it's very.
But pre Christianity, when it was the winter solstice, when it was the it was a pagan thing. Like this similar stuff would go on, right? You'd have people working in the mornings doing things, tending to the animals, or probably not the crops because it's middle of winter, but you still have animals to look after. You got cows, you got sheep, you got goats, you got whatever you got, right? Plus any other stuff you needed to get done in the morning to prepare for the big meal, which would be you'd have to go and get all of your materials. Sometimes that means like the chicken that you ate for lunch would be the chicken you killed that morning. You got to kill that chicken. You got to pluck that little bastard, right? Because food storage is just not a thing like 3,000 years ago.
Christmas
So-
traditions were so much more wholesome back in the day.
Killing your own chickens.
Killing your own
Yeah,
chickens, like you feed from the land, like you're one with the
Yeah.
land.
Now it's getting fucked up Christmas Eve, and then rolling into Christmas lunch hungover as shit.
That
then
hasn't
starting
changed
again.
either. People were getting fucked up on fucking grain wine and shit back in the
Yeah,
day
that's true.
too, man. If you
But that was literally like to warm the blood and stay fucking safe over the cold winter nights. But now it's just like, well, we're in Australia. It's fucking hot.
fucking hot.
It's fucking hot.
When do
Just
you
get fucked up.
When do you open your Christmas presents? Because this has been a fucking debate I have had with my family,
All right.
literally since I was probably born.
I have two versions of this story.
Yep, me too.
It's pre-drinking and post-drinking.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
pre getting fucked up on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
As soon as I woke up in the morning at like fucking 6 or whatever, I would literally drag my parents out of bed. I think they were like glad. Like the first year I went out and got fucked up Christmas Eve was because I didn't want to get out of bed until like 10 or 11, and they got to sleep in. So they would literally like get me out of bed instead of the other way around. It was like, Ricky, are you awake? Get out. You all right? You want to come open your Christmas presents? Fuck off. I've got a headache.
18 years old, fuck off.
Go away.
Is he breathing? Oh yeah, all right. Now
He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine.
But yeah, like it was literally like as a kid, you just like fucking, I want my fucking presents. But it's always Christmas morning. It was never this like one Christmas Eve and then Christmas morning or whatever. It was just, it was Christmas morning, rip through all my presents in one go, except for when we then had the lever chuka to go to my hometown. There would always be like one that maybe my nan gave me that she wanted me to open in front of her.
Yeah, that's
kind of
cute.
thing. That was about it. The one fucked up thing though is my other side of my family is very religious. My mum's side is very religious. We went up to Queensland to see them one year, and we were staying at my cousin's place, and we weren't allowed to open our presents until they got back from church service Christmas morning, which lasted until about midday.
Yeah.
So we had to sit. We had to sit there and just wait.
So wait, are they like full on Catholics? Like that's do they do the no bullshit Christmas?
Not
Like the midnight mass kind of thing?
not
Or is that just
Catholic.
Easter?
Not
Okay.
Catholic. It's one of those like sort of Protestant offshoots.
Oh yeah, okay.
Kind of thing. So
Yeah. All right. No,
a little bit more liberal leaning,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it was like they do Christmas mass in the morning from like I think it was like 8 till midday.
Yeah, yeah.
And so because we weren't going to go because fuck that, we just had to sit there at
Yeah.
their place, like waiting for them to come home and just being like, I want my fucking presents. I want my fucking present.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that was like the only time I've had to wait a long time. But yeah, now it's just now I don't even get presents. I just like, Mum, send me money. I need to pay rent.
God, I'm at that stage now as well. In my childhood, like you just touched on before, it used to be the okay kids one on Christmas Eve.
Really?
Yeah, but then like because we're an argumentative family, and like and there's 7 of us, so if we all came together, we could break down Mum back in the day. It got to a point where we had all banded together in our youth to be like, Mum, technically Christmas Day starts at 12:01 a.m. Can we open our presents at 12:01? And then that banter lasted a good couple of years before she was just like, fuck it. Like, go ahead. Like, as soon as it hits 12, go ahead. So we'd be a point where it'd be like watching Christmas movies and the carols by candlelight kind of gimmick up until about 10 o'clock. And then we would just be like sitting on the couch like, oh my God, 2 more hours to go, 2 more hours to go. And then bang, 12:01, everyone's in the living room just fucking tearing shit open, which kind of takes away from Christmas Day.
It does.
To me, right? And then now it's transitioned over to where like since most of us have moved out of home now. Like this is how like we're in our adulthood, and this is how like how beautiful things change. Now it's like okay, everyone kind of drives there at about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Presents are laid out on the table, and you just go at it at 9. There's no waiting till midday or that kind of stuff. But it's that like that 12:01 era back in like 5 years ago. It was just kind of weird for me. Like you'd go, you open your presents, and imagine like there was one year I got
We opened one, right?
You'd open one Christmas Eve, which
Yeah.
made no sense to me, and then you'd open all your presents at 12:01. Now,
Wait, so you didn't have like a Christmas morning?
no, our Christmas morning would essentially be waking up from our celebration at 12:01, so midnight, and then going, okay, assuming I got a game that I kind of already didn't play that as soon as I opened it, I'm just going to go jump in and back and play that game.
Right.
And then then we come together and do lunch and dinner. But
Okay,
it wasn't
right.
like that big celebration because we had essentially done that at midnight.
Yeah, right.
But it, like you take it away.
And you
because-
did like a free for all.
yeah.
Because it's only,
7 kids rushing towards that tree. Mum just going, fuck it. All right, and we've just spear tackled the presents at 12, and then by 12:10, everything's already open, and the kids have kind of dispersed and just like played with their toys.
all right.
It took away from the Christmas spirit for me.
Yeah, well, because like it's just because like you got a big family. It's just me and my brother, right?
Yeah.
So even like right up until like we both moved out of home, and we both weren't like regularly coming back to Echuca for Christmas every year. Like, you know, sometimes he's now fiance. They're doing their family this year. I'm not seeing my brother on Christmas Day. I'm just seeing mum and dad, and then the rest of the family a bit later in the day. So like, it's been weird. But like the times that we are both home Christmas Day, we still have our Santa sacks.
No.
So mum still likes to use them if we're both home, which is very rare.
Yeah.
But if we're both home, she still uses a Santa sack, and it's like one at a time. So like you'll reach in, grab one thing out, and then it's his turn. Then it's my turn, his turn, my turn, until like the sacks are empty. Essentially.
Do you think you'd carry that tradition to your kids?
I think I will. Yeah.
Yeah?
Especially if I've like, you know, I only want 2 kids, to be honest. I don't want one because that's sad.
No,
them.
you got to give them some. You got to give them someone to play with. Otherwise, they become entitled.
I can't play with them all the time. I'm busy.
But no,
Yeah, you are, Ricky.
Yeah,
but it also teaches like humans valuable lessons about like teamwork and sharing. And,
It does, yeah.
You're not like a little. You know, it's not like, you know, oh, you got everything because like you're only one person.
It's
like
their
you
first
learn
friend.
to share. Yeah,
and their first enemy.
yeah.
They get to learn both things.
It teaches, it's the Tao of social relationships. It teaches you how to be kind and cruel. It's funny the way you two have both described your Christmas traditions, because like in my family, it's kind of both. So on my dad's side, right, we are not Christian in any way, shape, or form. Like for us, Christmas is a pure capitalist endeavor of the acquisition of like free shit.
Damn straight.
But we still we're like, if you're gonna do it right. No presents open before Christmas Day. Like that's it. And we did the 12:01 thing once, and we all hated it because we're all like, this sucks. We're all tired. We want to go to bed.
You just go to bed straight away.
You just go to bed. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck this. So, but at the same time, when we were little kids, like my sister and I would still get up earlier than our dad, right? So so basically the rule became no opening presents until sunrise, right? Which here in
fair.
Australia, which, I mean, it sounds stupid. Like in North America where it's middle of winter, it's like sun doesn't rise till like 11 o'clock in the morning. But like here in Australia, sunrise is at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
pretty early.
It's pretty early. So, but like it's early, but it's not like, you know, it's not like, oh, you know, the kids have got up at 3 a.m. and been like, presents. It's like, no, it's like you've got at least a full night's sleep at some point. And so we'd sit there and watch the sunrise. Like, it's actually kind of a beautiful way to do it when you think about it. It teaches kids the appreciation of a sunrise. And then we'd open our presents, and then we'd get picked up by our mother, and we'd drive to her family's place for a Christmas Day. This is when we were kids. It changes as we grow up. But their tradition, completely fucking different. And I fucking hate it. I still hate it to this day. I'm sorry, right, to my uncle and my cousins. I love all of you. I just hate that side of the family's fucking Christmas tradition. What it was that it was based on age. Is the order in which the presents would be opened.
Okay. Yep.
Nobody could open their presents until it was their turn. And the idea behind it is that everybody gets to see what you got and you all appreciate it. I never appreciated it because I never gave a fuck what my cousins got. It's like...
Also, were you the oldest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I was.
So you had to be-
I've always been the oldest.
I'm assuming that means
of
you
all
went
the-
last.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, I was the last of the kids, and then the adults would go.
Oh, okay,
But the
right,
adults
yeah.
never really gave a fuck anyway.
We're all the older siblings here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
we all-
yeah. And it's even worse though, because like as we got older, some years they change it around and go, you know what, let's go in reverse. Let's go oldest first, right? And I'd be like, well, fuck, I still got to wait just as long because I'm in the middle of you pricks. Like, fuck me, right? This is just as bad, right? And then on top of that, because I got when my littlest sister was born, right, and when she was just old enough, like you know how like little babies that don't understand Christmas, for them it's just like they're chill as fuck,
Yeah.
right? And then but then they hit that age, and it's like it's around about 3 or 4, they just start to comprehend this notion of Christmas.
There's that glint in their
There's
eye.
this glint
It's
in their
like,
eye
oh.
where the spark, you know,
They've
ignites.
unlocked capitalism.
That's what I mean. Just as like I argue this is around when humans actually achieve sentience in their physical development, and it's sort of like, oh, I get free shit, and it's fucking awesome, right? And then of course if you go oldest first, right, that little bub, right, doesn't get it, and they think it fucking sucks. So not only do I have to wait for all these old fucking boomers to get done, I have to put up with a screaming baby the whole time, right? Fuck that. I hated that. I fucking hated that.
That's why my parents like the whole like one each thing is like a very like good way to
You've
go
been
about
well trained.
it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's a bit different with like yours because everyone's like opening one at a time.
Yeah.
It's going to take forever.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like
God.
it's just me and my brother. It's literally just like back and forward. And then like mum and dad just kind of get their presents, you know, we're just like, here, take them, just open them. And it's usually with my dad, power tools, mum, jewelry.
Yeah.
It's very simple to
See-
buy for my parents.
See, at Christmas morning, open the presents with me and my sister when we just go mad. We would open revel in what we got and be like, oh, that's fucking awesome, and then like not about 5 seconds later be like, what did you get? And then we'd appreciate each other. But like you've got to get through your own shit before you can manage someone else. Like that's how we did it, right?
We did the exact same thing, but times 6.
Yeah.
We had to go around the room and be like, oh, so what'd you get? Oh, then I'll be doing that 5 more times.
Yeah.
Did you guys also buy, so we have a tradition where we buy family gift. So it's not like, essentially every year we kind of like rotate and one person has to buy family gift. So a gift for kind of all of us. Okay. And that started as really nice. Everyone would buy something like hampers, all that kind of stuff. The last 5 years, it's turned into every year, whoever gets it, they just buy Monopoly. The newest Monopoly that comes out that year. Now,
I like that there's a new version of Monopoly out every year that you can actually do this
but
with.
the fucking game doesn't change. It's just the board looks different.
I know.
Which is my fucking concern. I hate that.
Wait,
isn't there? We buy into it every time.
Hold on. Where are you keeping all these copies of Monopoly?
We have a good fucking like 15 to 20 different board games of Monopoly just sitting in a fucking closet storage.
Is there did anyone pick up the version that had like the credit card swipe deal?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right.
That was in my, so if I had to like tier rank Monopolies, that in my opinion is the top. So this year, we already know what Monopoly the family's getting. So our Christmas tradition is lunch is
waiting for Monopoly.
We eat lunch,
Yep.
and then it's go time.
Right.
Like it is, and I discussed it a couple of podcast episodes back, and I'm gonna fucking do it. Not this year, but my prediction for 2020 is like I'm gonna make a Monopoly belt because it is our Christmas tradition that after lunch we play family Monopoly, and it is just like no holds barred. There's no DQ. I become a different man. My brother, who was like a whiz accountant, like major back in his day, right? He's recently moved into kind of just doing like laboring as a part-time gig. But he goes full accountant. Like I've never seen this man count money faster in my life. No one counts money faster than an Asian who needs money. All right, and that's speaking from the heart here. Okay.
I thought you were going to say this is like it's like there's like a light side and a dark side of the force when it comes to accounting. You've got the light side, which is your regular everyday
there's
your
neutral,
GPA.
There's
right?
chaotic good, and then like if you had to do the alignment chart, you could be a good accountant Monopoly where it's just like, hold on, let me be banker and I will be fair because one person plays banker and they're fair with it. Then there's cunt accounting, all right. Then there's like what my brother pulls out, right, where he's just like, excuse me, I passed go about 3.4 seconds ago. Where's my 200? Oh, by the way, and then like he plays like how I play, but like with like this knowledge of like Asian math, right, which I just do not possess. I'll be sitting here counting my money and he'll just be like, oh, David, it's $350. Just grab 2 of those, 1 of those, and 4 of those. Like, you fucking idiot. Go, come on. We're playing a game of Monopoly here. All right? But he gets into it, and we all do. It's fucking claws out, man. Right? And we're playing, because there's about 7 siblings, but maybe about 5 of us tap in to play Monopoly. The younger ones don't get into it yet because you're going up against the adults at this point in our careers. All right? So you're going up against like 18 and above. They're like, no, fuck off. But when we play, it is yet to get to a point where we're actually chucking real money on it, but I wouldn't be surprised as the years go by, we need to spice shit up and the belt just isn't working. Gambling will come into it because we play for hours. This game, generally, our Monopoly game, doesn't end until dinner. So that is our mid-afternoon. Everyone around this big fuck-off table. We've strapped in. We've got the eggnog. We've each got 2 glasses each of eggnog. We've got a bowl of chips, and we're just like, this is our afternoon. No one's playing in the other games that they picked up. We're here to fucking see who has bragging rights for the next year in fam Monopoly. It is a fucking toxic tradition.
That is...
Fuck me, do I goddamn live
that is a hell of... Ours is just... Between like lunch and dinner is just it's backyard cricket.
Yeah, which I feel like that is the Australian tradition.
That is a very like and it depends which house we go to, whether like which auntie or uncle hosts that year. This year we're on like a big farm, so it's like we got plenty of room.
Yeah, you're
and
playing.
I think they've got
cricket.
a set of cricket nets. Yeah, they do. My cousin set up a set of cricket nets like years ago, so like we got backyard cricket set. We're good. But yeah, like that's our lunch is all the meat hot. And then dinner is the leftover meat cold.
Yeah, I respect that.
Pretty much
2 different dishes.
Yeah.
Are you rocking a Christmas dessert?
Yeah. So like one auntie always does a pav, and it's fucking elite.
I feel like there's maybe more. In my opinion, there's 2 kinds of Christmas desserts. You go on the pav, or you go on the trifle.
We got both.
Yeah, okay.
We do both.
Good moment.
Yep.
Good moment.
Yep.
I rate that.
The pav is elite. The trifle is elite.
Do you booze up the trifle? Ever since we've become adults, the fam boozes the trifle. So the trifle's a bit dangerous on the drive home.
Because every year, like it's weird. On my dad's side, which is where we usually spend Christmas, me and my brother are like the youngest of like the the cousins.
Yeah.
Not including second cousins. I'll get into that. But on my mum's side, we're the oldest. It's weird. So when we go to dad's or dad's family, we can't do that because like all the cousins, we're all over 18, but the second cousins, all my cousins' kids, they're all like under 18. So we can't booze up the trifle.
Yeah, fair.
Because they want some trifle as well.
You don't make 2 trifles at that point.
I think at some point I'm going to put my hand and be like, can we make another trifle and just like cover it in fucking brandy or something?
We made that decision 2 years ago. It's a fucking absolute mess.
Right. Yeah, I know. It
My
would be.
sister's the one who does the cooking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like respect her. I love her so much. But she's the one who like she didn't put it forward. But everyone like we have a majority win system in our family
Fair.
because we have enough people. So I'm a majority won because the kids are still young enough to go. But it's not fair if you booze up the trifle because then we can't eat it. So she's just like fuck. So now there's like 2 big fuck up trifles. But coincidentally, no one touches the second trifle. Like, not even the kids who wanted it. So we're sitting there going, well, there's a whole fucking trifle now we've just wasted. But it's either
put some booze on it.
I also do not rate mince pies. I think mince pies need to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, not a fan.
Fruit mince pies. Fruit mince pies.
I'm
Not
not
beef
a
mince
fan.
pies, but fruit mince pies.
Yeah.
And
That is the stupidest fucking meal, like gimmick design cuisine ever.
do you guys rate the Christmas pud?
No.
Don't rate the Christmas pud.
I don't think I haven't had
have.
a Christmas pudding in a while though.
Oh, mate.
I mean,
mate.
the only time, like, I mean, on my dad's side of the family, it was a big thing long before I was born because my grandmother before she died would because in Scotland it was a tradition that you would put coins in the thing.
Yeah, we used to do it as well.
Yeah. But that's back before the coins were made of nickel, which is poisonous.
Yeah.
Right. Back then it used to be like it was an inert metal, so you'd put a coin in. And like you chew on it, and if you got the coin, it's like, oh yeah, you got the coin.
Yeah.
But my grandmother again, like I said, this is a Scottish tradition. You didn't get to keep the coin if you found it. It was just good luck. She'd take the coin back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
She kept them in a jar. I've still got them.
Oh, really?
My dad still got them in a jar. We got all the coins that she used to use. And she would still use them even when because otherwise you can't put nickel in. You kill. That's how you kill people.
Yeah.
Right? And so she didn't do it with the new coins. Actually, with the new coins, it became a better system because if you found the coin, she'd then trade it out for the 5 cent, 10 cent coin.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Where it used to be a shilling, which is like worth kind of a lot more. So it was that tradition though. After like she died long before I was born, so like that hadn't been a thing for years, and then it just became like oh fuck it, we'll just buy the thing down at the Woolies. And I remember eating the Christmas pudding and being like, it's just bitter and it doesn't taste good. And I'm like, it's not my thing.
You got to
like,
coat that motherfucker in custard.
Yeah, but even then, it's like
Just
it's
cover that
no,
motherfucker
I'm
thing.
not.
Having to coat something in custard than the original fucking thing.
Look,
I
also I like Christmas pud. We used to do the coin thing as well, but
Yeah.
my parents would just like shove it in as like after it was cooked.
Yeah,
and it depended on what slice you got, and you got to keep the coin. But my parents would also hide one like rolled up $5 note. In a sliver of the Christmas pud, and if you got that fucking $5 note in the Christmas pud, you were fucking doing all right.
All right.
But that was our Christmas Eve tradition.
Yeah.
So Christmas pud was always Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
Like we'd do like a big barbecue Christmas
Yeah.
Eve. My dad would just he'd get full dad mode and just like cook like this huge barbecue, eat that Christmas pud with like custard and like fresh made custard and ice cream, and that was our Christmas Eve. We didn't really bother with it Christmas Day. But yeah, it was like, and then just like after it was cooked, the Christmas pud, mum would shove the coins in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then cut it open. Who gets what coin?
So what I'm learning to say is I have some fucked up Christmas traditions.
Very,
Like,
very.
yours are so wholesome.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, like a Christmas Day tradition now, like now that like we're all, most of the family on that side is like older. Christmas Day is backyard cricket and drinking.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is.
Yeah, I haven't even discussed what we do. It's like everything I've said so far is like this is what we used to do when we were kids. Like now that we're adults, like on my dad's side of the family, like on my dad's side of the family, like Christmas Day sort of a thing was like my mum would always take us. Right. And then as we got older, we kind of realized that was a little bit like me and my sister were both like, this is a little bit bullshit because like, it means that our dad only gets to see us for a little bit of the morning and that's kind of it. And then we just come back at dinner time. Right. And we were just like, well, that's a bit shit. Like, and so we decided, okay, we're going to divvy it up. 1 year we're with him, 1 year we're with our mother. Right. And like, we're going to split she's that way. It's right down the middle. So we'll have Christmas with one of you every 2 years, basically. And it's worked out really nicely for the last like 6 years. Like that's how we've been doing it. And it's worked out. And so, but what it used to be is that we would spend Boxing Day with my dad and my uncle. We'd go to our uncle's place, but he's not doing that anymore because he's spending Christmas with his kids and stuff now.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole thing. So basically, Christmas Day on my dad's side of the family is like, now as adults, it's like we're all poor. So we're like, do we really want to buy each other presents? Not really. Like, let's just save a few bucks and like,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, cool, and take the day off and sleep, right? And then on my mother's side, it used to be before my grandmother on that side of the family passed away, it was a huge fucking deal, right? She would do all the cooking. She had a fucking like Christmas Wonderland village setup thing. Like, okay, imagine the most wholesome Warhammer 40k diorama you can imagine. It's
Okay,
kind of like
right,
that,
right.
right? You've got little houses and like she had like mirrors set up. They'd be like iced over ponds. She had little ice skaters on them.
Yeah.
And she had like the snow and little LED lights. The whole thing lit up. Like I said, it's like the most wholesome 40k diorama you can imagine. Is kind of what it looked like. And she would go all in with the cooking and stuff. And then after she died, the rest of us were just like, man, fuck that. I don't want to do all that cooking.
Seems
fuck
like a
that.
lot of work.
So yeah, it's a lot of work. And so now we're having Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We're all getting together on because again on that side of the family, other couples have split and trying to figure out kids and shit. And so like we just all decided it's easy just to get together on Christmas Eve, do the whole dinner thing, and then like do Christmas Day like as a differently.
Yeah.
So,
When did you stop believing in Santa? When did that die for you? Also, because this is a conversation I'm actually having currently.
do I have to put a warning on this podcast? I don't know if there's kids listening.
Look, if for starters, if there are kids listening,
There
it's
is
called Pint Party.
There is an explicit
There's a
tag,
bit
but
of
like,
an
hey man,
explicit
there's some cool babies in the world.
No, I respect it. Look,
I think we can get away with not putting a warning at the start of this.
Yeah.
Sorry, kids, Santa ain't real. I'm sorry. It's your parents. They love you. Deal with it.
But are you going to teach your kids that Santa is real and that Santa's the one that gets the gifts? Because this is the gimmick I'm having currently.
Decided yet.
me neither.
I'm now tossing up going like, look, I learned that Santa wasn't real young. My mum, brilliant. She's a realist. She was just straight up, bitch, Santa ain't doing shit for y'all. I'm getting the gifts. But she still imparted the Christmas spirit. I feel like a lot of... maybe around the 90s, Christmas spirit was attached to Santa. So you essentially needed to use Santa to get Christmas spirit across. Whereas now I'm seeing it and it's just like Christmas spirit exists outside of Santa. I don't actually see, like maybe because I'm like mid-20s now, I'm not actually a child anymore, it could be different psychology, but like I really don't see a need for Santa. I don't actually see a need to actually even begin telling my kids the first thing, like reading books and talking about Christmas, being like, oh, but Santa comes from the North Pole and brings you Christmas gifts.
It's just like, it's a mascot you can put on the face of Christmas, but it's not something I need. Like, all right, so I was I can't remember exactly what age, but I remember the age at like, well, at the time I was almost ready to just like be like, okay, what's the fucking deal?
Questioning it, yeah?
But that Christmas,
when critical thinking hit into your head.
that Christmas, right, just like fucked me completely. So that was the year we got a trampoline. Right.
Oh,
it's like the
only Santa could get you a trampoline, bro.
Okay, well, exactly, yeah. But no, it was the year we got a trampoline. But what happened around the construction of that trampoline late at night is the reason why I might have believed a little bit longer, right? So the next day, like so Christmas Day, we wake up and Mum and Dad had been real coy about it. Usually like me and my brother would get, because we're pretty close, we're only 18 months apart, we would probably get like one joint thing that's really big, and then like a bunch of smaller stuff that's individual when we were younger. So like got an N64 one year, got an Xbox another year, got a trampoline, got a whatever. They were being real coy because there wasn't like a big box under the tree that was for both of us.
The big gift for you that year was the revelation that Santa isn't real.
No. This is when I almost started believing again, right? So they're being real coy and they're like, oh, we think there's something in the backyard. So we're up on stilts because we're houses near a river. So on the balcony, there's these huge fucking footprints, like work boot footprints on the balcony that lead down the stairs to the backyard, and then on the trampoline are these same huge fucking footprints. So me and my brother are just like, that's Santa's shoes. What had happened was Mum and Dad couldn't get the trampoline together themselves, so they called around one of their mates, and he's a big, like if Santa was a person, an Australian, that's this bloke, right?
Yeah.
Big dude, jolly as hell, nice big belly. The only thing he's missing was the beard. But he worked at Murray Goulburn, which is a big sort of milk dairy place. But when you work there, you get milk dust. and shit all over the bottom of your shoes. So he's walked out unintentionally, put these beautiful Santa-esque footprints all the way down the balcony to the trampoline, and then he jumped on the trampoline a couple of times to test to see if
Brilliant.
Pardon me. My parents had no idea because it was dark. And they had like in their head just like real quick thing, just like, there's Santa footprints.
Yep, that's totally what that is.
And so me and my brother just like, oh my God, Santa put the trampoline together and then tested it. And they're just like, yep, totally. That's exactly what he did. Because like by the time we got to bed and they put it together, it was like fucking 9, 10 o'clock. So it was pretty dark. They had no idea that his name's Cam. Cam had left these footprints all over the fucking balcony in the backyard and on the trampoline. And they just they lucked into like the best thing possible for us to keep believing for at least one more year. And yeah, it was just like fucking beautiful. Worked out so well. But yeah, I can't remember what age it was, but it was probably like a year after that. I was like, okay, come on now.
What's the deal?
Come on. I believe Santa can bring a trampoline, but like an Xbox or an N64? Like, I don't know. I just don't know about that. I don't know whether these elves are making N64s in the workshop, you know?
Yeah.
I can believe a trampoline a little bit, but an N64, I don't know about
So
that.
my story is a little bit different in that like my sister and I were both collectively about 7 and 8, but we kept it up until about 12 because we both saw the economic benefits of the situation. So what happened was, this was the year my sister and I were going to get bikes, like our quote unquote big kid bikes, I should say. So we had bikes before that, and they were like, like little ones for little kids, and they had training wheels on them and stuff. And then like, you ride them, you learn to ride, you get rid of the training wheels, it's a whole thing. It's like great. And then you get big enough that you're ready to like step up to like an actual bike. And so this was the year we were going to get those. And what my dad had done is he'd found some secondhand bikes, and he bought them and he was fixing them up, right? And even though my dad's not much of a metalworking kind of a guy, these didn't need a whole of a lot of work. It was really like scrape the rust off, paint them up, oil them, they're good to go, right? There's not a lot of work that needed to get done. But he wanted to do it. He wanted to repaint them and everything. And so he was doing all that in the garage. And the garage at our house was never closed. It was never locked. It was just like, you never went in there because it was just full of like shit. Actually, it was full of shit from a person that we'd never met. The person whose shit was in our garage for about 12 years. I only met when I was 12 when she came along to collect her shit. And I'm like, I've never met this person in my life. Oh, you're the person that owns all the shit in the garage? Fuck, okay, cool, right? So that was what was in the garage the whole time. So we just never went in there, but it was never locked. You could always go in there if you wanted to. And then all of a sudden, it was locked. And we were explicitly told not to go into the garage. And we're like, that's a bit fucking weird. Like, we never went in there anyway, but like, now you kind of want to go in there, right?
Exactly.
I want to know what's going on.
Exactly.
You've made a mystery out of it, right? It's the one mistake I think my dad made, realistically, raising us as kids, is saying, don't go in the garage. It's like, I think you could have worked that. You could have played that one a bit better, Dad, but that's it. That's the only,
You didn't just turn around here and just be like, oh, it's Santa's workshop this year.
No.
There's a rotating roster for Santa's workshop at the North Pole, and he just happened to spawn here this year.
No, because Dad had been teaching us critical thought since we were like 3.
Good man.
And he read us Karl Marx's bedtime stories as babies, right? Like, no shit, my mother has a very clear story of like walking in on my dad with me in his arms, and he's reading Das Kapital, but reading it in baby talk. Right? So it's like, and the means of production are seized by the ruling class and me just going like, hey, making Baby Yoda noises, right? So he tells us don't go in the garage. We're like, that's a bit fucking weird, right? Here's the thing. I followed the rule. Right? I want you, Dave, as the lawyer here. I followed the rule. The rule was don't go in the garage. I was never told don't look at the garage. Okay, so and with our garage, there was like there's the garage door itself where you put cars in, and then there's a side door that you can just walk in and out of for like ordinary people. Side door bit has a latch. It's a latch thing with a big hole for the latch, so you could see into the garage. So I never touched the garage. I never opened that door. I never set foot in that garage. Nobody said I couldn't look through the hole, so I looked through the hole, and lo and behold, there's 2 bikes sitting there. Right, and because it's easy, he set up a little workshop in there where he was like painting them, and he had like tarp on the ground and paint cans around and shit. Yeah, no, he fucking worked on him. He was an absolute fantastic. He did a really fantastic job, and they were fucking good bikes, and they lasted for years. Like, man knew how to do it, right? But Christmas Day rolls around because I'm like, oh fuck yeah, we're getting bikes, fuck yeah. Christmas Day rolls around. I'm super excited about these bikes, and he's taken them out the night before and put them in the kitchen, right? come out. Oh yeah, shit yeah. There's the bikes, and of course I'm expecting there to be like love from Dad, and it says from Santa. But I've known that they've been sitting in the garage for the last few months.
I know about that. Yeah.
And that's when the dream died.
And that's kind of when the penny dropped, and I was like, well, hang on a minute, like now
either
again,
my dad's Santa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got the beard for it.
Yep.
Right. And believe it or not, that's actually what my dad wants to do when he retires is be like a Santa at like a shopping center.
Oh my God, that's a fucking
like
vibe.
he's gonna because he's got right now his beard hair is the proper white, and in a few more years it'll go really white. Right, but he keeps it short and like trim, like about as much as what Ricky's got actually, about your length.
He could be off-season Santa.
Right,
I imagine
kind of,
Santa in the off-season shaves it a bit just to maintain throughout the year.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
When he's chilling out in Hawaii, I don't know.
Yeah,
What does Santa do the other 11 months of the year?
That's ScoMo, Ricky.
Oh, true.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Like what people don't realize is Santa has some like incredible endurance. Like he's plowing Mrs. Claus for 11 months of the year.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean,
at Christmas, he's busy
how
working.
how do you think he gets all those elves?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a bit of nepotism then.
So
little
like
people some
no,
work.
that's like my dad could be like Santa Claus for sure. The only tricky bit is sort of like figuring out what he's going to wear in terms of a suit because he doesn't want to do the like traditional suit thing in Australia because A, that doesn't make any sense, and B, it's just fucking hot. Like
Hot as fuck.
It's a horrible thing. So that's where he's like, I'm going to figure out my own suit situation, which my sister's working for one of those like shopping mall Santas at the moment.
Yeah.
You can totally do. Like if you come along and say, I want to be a Santa Claus, I've got the beard, I've got my own suit, they're like, fucking A, right, you're hired. Right? They're totally cool with you doing that. So like that's what he wants to do. That's his like retirement
He could
plan.
start the first ever line of gimmick Santas.
Yeah.
I feel like we need an Australianized Santa.
Well, I mean, I've
'Cause
seen-
we are buying off that American / North American tradition of Santa, where it's like obviously they're big and jolly because it's winter. Like they're allowed to be that big.
Yeah.
We need an Australian Santa.
I think the Australian Santa is more just like not big and jolly, but like a dad bod with a red singlet, red stubby shorts, and thongs.
Yeah.
And that's
And shades. He's got to have shades. I think.
and shades.
He's
Yeah.
gotta have shades.
And
Like
a
that-
hat, and a hat. Like let's make this educational for children. Slip, slop, slap. Right.
true. Yes.
So he's got to have the hat.
Yep. With
Gotta
the
have
with the hat
what's-
with the
what's-
fucking with the corks on it.
No. What's the hat with the fucking mullet at the back?
Legionnaire.
Legionnaire
The
hat.
Legionnaire. He's got a Legionnaire hat with a
Yes.
little fucking little bauble on
Yeah,
top of
little
it.
pom.
Fucking A. You can have a little bauble on it.
Little-
fucking
little
A.
pom-pom.
Yeah.
But he has to have the
pom-pom.
Legionnaire. That is to me the definition of Australian summer.
Legionnaire hat.
Dead set.
Legionnaire hat,
Yep.
shitty fucking speed shades,
Yeah.
and you've just left the sunscreen tatted across your cheeks.
Oh,
You haven't
true.
rubbed it in.
Oh,
It's that cricket.
dude, red and white zinc.
Red and
Cream.
white zinc.
That's it.
Red and white
That's
zinc.
it.
Australian Santa.
Oh, we've
That's
just patented an
Australian
Australian.
Australian fucking
TM.
Santa. Yeah, we got this. He has
Oh my
like
God.
dad bod.
Yeah. And he's got to wear and he's got to wear Doc Martens.
You got Doc Martens or
You
thongs?
really, Doc? I reckon it's got to be the Doc.
No, because he's
Berkeys.
working. OH&S. He's got to have steel toe Docs.
Steel toe Berkeys.
That's gonna be a lot in summer.
Or Crocs.
Sweaty feet. Oh yes.
No.
Crocs.
No, actually-
But odd coloured Crocs. The
You'd be
red
surprised.
1 foot.
Crocs.
with the right. My dad wears boots all day for work, especially in summer. With the right pair of socks and a good set of boots, you don't get as sweaty as you think.
We're not talking about. We're talking about the look here because he's got to be rocking shorts.
we're just
too.
going- we're just going to
You
look.
can have shorts and boots.
We're
Like,
just, we're just going.
He's working hard.
We're just going a look. And also,
true.
Santa doesn't fucking answer to any OH&S guidelines.
Yeah, he's
anyway,
Santa.
he is above the OH&S because
He's got elves in his workshop.
He does.
They're probably less than the age of 16.
and he
You
doesn't
talk OH&S
and he
with
doesn't
him.
pay them.
We should talk fair work as well with Santa.
True. Actually, I've actually never seen a seatbelt on Santa's sleigh ever.
Exactly.
That's a
Shit,
big-
and that thing is fucking. That's in fucking. It's in the airspace, man.
Those
Is he checking in
reindeer.
with-
I mean, what's happening there?
Yeah.
Is he
Like,
checking
who
in with
knows?
Air Australia on that every
He
time
is.
he's walking?
No,
do not
actually,
think
he is.
so.
So here's the thing. So NORAD, which is the American air defense system, that's what they use to make sure that the Russians aren't throwing nukes around.
Yeah, I've heard
Right.
this.
So
It's great.
NORAD watches the skies across the American continent. And with radars and shit, and every year they provide real-time updates on Santa's location.
Fuck off.
I'm
How
not. I'm
good.
shit you not.
How
You
good.
can access it through your Amazon device.
Yeah.
Your Amazon smart home device. There's an app you can get where it will. You can say where is Santa, and it will pull from the NORAD database and will say here is where Santa is precisely.
Can you
And
do
they-
it low key with Google Home? Like just hey Google, tell me where Santa is right now.
I think Google does it too. I don't know what the command is for that.
Oh, well, there's
but
my snap
but
for
it pulls from the same database. Is like from NORAD, but it only happens in Christmas Eve. Right.
Good
So
moment, good
NORAD
moment.
gives real time updates to where Santa is as they cross through the North American continent. And basically, it can, and basically that way, like kids can say, "Oh, where is Santa right now? Oh, Santa's in Tallahassee. Oh, I'm in fucking next door to Tallahassee. I better go to bed, otherwise Santa won't come."
Oh, no.
Right? That's what I mean. So yeah, so it's like the one, and I shit you not. I shit you not.
I love when John pops in the class.
He pops himself.
This is. You want to know how the story started?
Yeah, please.
How it happened? It started in the 50s. Right. This
Go on.
Is this tied to Roswell?
No.
Okay.
Kind of.
had to cover it up and say it to Santa.
Yeah.
So
Santa crashed his sleigh.
It was Santa's UFO.
It's even, it's way more wholesome than that. So this is the height of the Cold War, right? The Russians have got 40,000 nukes, and they got them pointed at every bastard, and the Americans are doing the same thing. And so NORAD is obviously like a pretty highly secure place, right? When you don't fuck around with NORAD at the time. Somehow, some kid gets the phone number to the commander of the base,
Oh my god!
calls him up.
It's like, where's Santa?
Where's Santa?
Oh my god.
That's so good.
And so he didn't actually call the commander of the base. You go through to the secretary to the commander of the base.
Oh, and if I'm the secretary, I'm going, oh, let me put you on with Greg.
Well, the secretary's there scratching her head, going like, "How the shit did you get this number? Like,
Well, yeah.
what the fuck, right? Like this is one of the most secure facilities in the United
a
States.
secure number's not just simply like the number, but just not listed.
I'll tell you a story about what's going on there in a sec. But like, so you go, what's going on? And the next person up, the person under the commander goes like, what's going on? And like, who is this civilian calling us? Right, and they go full on like macho army man mode. It's like, I'm gonna fucking show this little prick, and then gets on the phone. Hello, where's Santa? And this is like built like a brick shit house, like fucking American Captain America looking motherfucker just melts and is like, oh well, I think Santa is, and like basically just does some bullshit and stays on the phone with the kid for a while, right, and talks around it, and of course, on an army base, word spreads like wildfire, right? And
The most interesting thing that's
and
probably
the
happened
legend,
that day.
yeah, the legend grows, and eventually now NORAD has an official Santa commander. And their job, they're actually like 364 days a year, they're a regular ass commander. But the Santa commander is the person who coordinates the Santa tracker in real time. And they go out and give press conferences and say, we've just detected a launch from the North Pole.
That is the fucking sickest thing I've ever heard.
So good.
I love Earth.
And then I know in Australia, I think we have something similar here. I know that like the Air Force or the Australian Defence Force, it's all one thing now, like puts out similar statements saying, oh yeah, Santa's just crossed into Australian airspace, blah, 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 right? And kind of does kind of a similar gimmick.
He's currently flying over desert.
And they coordinate with NORAD. So I know that once Santa leaves American airspace, he enters Australian airspace, at least according to the Australian Air Force.
Fuck, that's pretty fucking quick.
That's pretty fucking
He
quick.
just skips over the Pacific, so
No. As soon as he leaves Hawaii, so he leaves Hawaii, and he just goes, "Oh, we'll do Fiji next. We'll do Australia."
yeah, so like he's skipping over like Fiji, the Philippines, Tonga, the
Yeah.
Samoans, just coming straight to us.
Come straight to us. Yeah.
What
He's
about
like,
New Zealand?
Yeah. We'll get you on the way back when we swing around through New Zealand.
Isn't that just the story of what about New Zealand?
What about New
What
Zealand?
about New Zealand? What do you reckon he clocks on that bad boy?
What do you mean?
That
Like
sleigh.
pace-wise?
Yeah, what do you reckon he
Pretty
clocks?
fucking quick. Might be nearing the speed of light based on that fucking speed.
Well, here's the thing. I think Santa does have a faster than light drive, and I don't think it works. I don't think it works like within physics there is like a warp drive thing, but basically what you do is that you basically encase yourself in a warp bubble and kind of remove yourself from like space time and compress yourself and move. That's how you move faster than the speed of light. I think Santa has actually figured out how to actually go faster than the speed of light, and according to Einstein's theory of special relativity, right? Your time changes as you do that. Therefore, that's what makes it possible for him to do the whole thing in one night, because the whole time he's moving at faster than the speed of light. So it actually does take him months and maybe even years to do it, but time-wise, it only takes him one night for us. 'Cause fucking special relativity.
Einstein was known for his work with reindeer.
Yeah,
Very extensive work
He
with
absolutely
reindeer.
was.
Could have been the first ever Santa. Okay,
Yeah.
Sure,
Well,
Hey, yeah.
But the phone number thing you were asking about before, though, right? So I got another story. This is from Reddit. Somebody talked. I think it was Reddit or Tumblr or something. It was one of them posts. Lady who works at a call center, right? And they're working at a call center, and it's like something really benign, right? And they just get a number. It pops up on the computer. They ring the number and say, "Hi, I want to sell you weatherboards, whatever." And so number pops up on the screen. She dials it. Hello. Oh, hi. My name's Jenny, and I'm here to sell you weatherboards. Answer, and she gets dead silence. How did you get this number? Well, you see, it pops up on the computer or a computer system. That's not possible. Nobody has this number. How did you get this number? It's not like, I don't believe you. She's like, listen, my name's Jenny. I work at this company. It pops up on a computer. She'd called the personal line of the director of the CIA.
Oh, shit. Whoa.
This is like...
she's just trying to sell some shit, man.
Yeah, she's trying to sell some shit. All right, and that's a top secret number that the president has, and that's it.
And now Jenny's on a list.
And now Jenny's on a list. No. The head, she talked it out and talked to the guy, and obviously, the guy's like a spook and is like, yeah, I can tell you're not, a Russian.
Yeah.
Right. All right, I think you've just genuinely been fucking bamboozled, right? And it was all G, but that was the day that Jenny accidentally called the head of the CIA.
But it is just a string of numbers, isn't it?
It is.
It's
It's
not
just-
a
yeah.
special kind of thing you have to type in.
But
and then type in.
It's the sheer odds of the amount of combinations of different
Yeah.
numbers. That, if this was if the company just had a random phone number generator,
Yeah.
the odds of it hitting the director of the CIA's personal number is 1 in a fucking billion. But it just so happened that it did.
Yeah.
And that's just bad luck on their part.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So that's it can be
Fuck,
that
that's
possible.
great.
But I think with the Santa one, I think the NORAD number was actually in the phone book at the time.
In the 50s, it would not surprise me to
yeah.
have it just it's in
Yeah.
the business section and it's just if you need to call NORAD for any of your air defense needs,
Yeah.
this is the number.
Yeah.
Speaking of about drones,
Actually, here's a fun one.
I've got so many questions about drones.
Here's a fun question for you, Dave. What was the nuclear launch code for the United States' nuclear arsenal in 1960?
oh for fuck's sake,
69.
No, it's an 8-digit code. What was the code?
Oh fuck me.
It's a 7-digit code. Sorry, 7-digit.
420.
Nope.
Okay.
Please tell me it was 8008113. What?
Five.
Fuck,
Five.
5. Yeah.
I wish. No.
No.
What was
God
it,
damn it.
John?
0000000. That was the code.
Get fucked.
I'm not even shitting you. That was
No,
the
are they a
code.
superpower? I don't know. How the fuck are they a superpower?
If I was someone who stole the fucking codes, that would be the first thing I'd try. I'd try that and then 999999 and then just start working my way in from both of those.
Yeah. So So the reason for it was that that wasn't supposed to be the code.
It was one of those you had to type in your email to password reset, and here's the default one they've given you, and they just haven't changed the default one.
So no, okay. So basically, the idea was is that each launch site would have a different set of codes. So and those codes would only be known by the president and the president and the Joint Chiefs. So that the base commanders who are actually sitting there who are going to push the button can't just decide themselves to push the button, right? Only the president can make that decision is the idea, right? So they would get sent the code and then they would punch the code and press the button when the time came. But the nuclear commanders of the bases didn't like that idea because they thought, well, hang on a minute, if the Russians strike first, right? If the first thing they're going to do is they're going to blow the fuck out of DC, right?
Yep.
Now, if DC turns into a nuclear crater, we can't shoot back because the people who know the codes all just turned into dust. So what do? So they didn't like that. That was their reasoning, and they went, no, we should know the codes. So when the time came that be okay, we're going to update the system to put the new codes in, the base commander would just be like, oh, it's okay, bro. I got this. I'll put the code in. And he just put in 7 zeros. Right? That way, if the time came, they could punch that code in because it's just 0. You just smash that button like you're fucking speedrunning a video game, and you can smash that in as fast as humanly possible to hit the button to launch the nukes to cause Fallout 3. So that was why the nuclear launch code was 7 zeros. It's been changed since, by the way.
Oh, good.
Right? I'm not the reason why I feel comfortable saying it is because that is certainly not the code. That's a
Because I'm
public.
not that stupid now.
That's public knowledge now. You can Google that shit.
Also, it's it's almost like a double bluff. It's no one would be stupid enough to do this.
Yeah.
So you'd start with 601. 602, 603, 604. Like, you never go back to fucking 7 zeros.
It's the brilliance of it. It hides in plain sight.
It does. It
Yeah.
It
does.
hides in plain sight.
All right. So, do we have any like individual like current Christmas traditions though? Like,
As in, like, just for me personally?
like yeah. Have you developed anything that you do like in the lead up or like coming into Christmas every year? Because I've got one. I think a lot of people have the same one as me.
Not this year, but last year I tried to start it, and I'm going to make it a thing when I go into the 2020s.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do it as well, actually. The personalized gift. Not something you buy, but something you make.
Okay.
So I'm going to start, because I made last year which I fucking love, the David Favors coupon cards. Otherwise
the
known as
Davers.
The Davers. Otherwise,
Yeah,
redeemable throughout the year. You get a booklet of Davers that you can just cash in. I can like buy you a beer, give you a hug, give you some life advice, all that kind of shit, right? They were semi-successful. One person in particular has really abused them.
I always wanted a Davis booklet and I never got one.
I didn't print many. I really pretty much just gave it to like 2 people in the family. But fucking one of them really abused the shit out of it. The next one I have planned, and I just didn't have enough time, but the next one I have planned, I think will be my best gimmick, is the David calendar. The Davender. And it's going to...
You're really stretching for these conjunctions, mate. I mean,
the Davender. It's going to be the 2021 gimmick, and it's just going to be a series of gimmick photos of me throughout the months. That I'm going to take a photo a month, but just like a photo shoot a month of just me doing gimmicky shit.
You need
100% the toe gloves are going to be in them.
oh god, no.
Okay, the toe gloves are in, and the toe gloves will make a feature.
Just 1 month is just a close up of just the toe gloves.
And then I'm going to add like in the dates, like little gimmick things throughout the year.
Yeah.
Things. And my birthday will be a public holiday listed in said Davender.
Wait, okay, so we should also mention that like you're inspired by the Rock calendar.
I am
Dwayne
inspired-
Johnson,
which
the reason why I bring it up is, does The Rock's birthday appear in his calendar?
It does not. It should.
What the fuck?
I know. Stiff to the Rock.
Yeah.
That, by the way,
This is what happens when you
I'm
outsource your calendars.
my gimmick.
I'm sure he has like literally nothing to do with those calendars.
Oh no, they're independent creation.
Because they're all like just Getty images. Like
Yeah.
you can just buy the rights to them for like $2 and just be like, yep, calendar done.
It's a good set of pictures though. Whoever's like sitting there and curating them though is making some good decisions.
Yeah.
What I loved about that gimmick for the Dwayne of the month was I genuinely didn't go through and look at the photos. To me, I look forward to the first of the month because I would actually flip it over and I would be just as surprised as everyone else was when I saw it. I was like, oh fuck yeah, that's a beautiful man. And I want to have the exact same gimmick with the Davender.
Yeah.
Like obviously
Pinch punch first day of the month.
Pinch punch first day of the month, and like every photo is going to be a gimmick. Also,
you do realize that in like the first of every month, you have to actually put that in the, like no matter what other day it is, whether it's like New Year's Day or whatever, like, you know, public holiday listings in the calendar, you have to just put pinch punch first day of the month.
oh my god, yes.
on the first day of each month.
I've also
on the
thought
calendar.
about making monthly advents in the calendar. So the calendar itself is an advent gimmick. Every month there is a month-long gimmick that you can try and do and get a part of the challenge.
Yeah, okay.
I have really thought this through.
You have. I can tell
Like,
that you really have
This will be
thought
my
this through.
defining gimmick of the 2020s.
Okay.
Fuck.
Fair enough.
But that to me, that would be my Christmas tradition in terms of like a gift giving. Other than that, I pretty much do everything else that everyone else does. Like you go shopping the day before, really. Like
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, you don't really do your Christmas shopping a month before. Anyone who does that is psychopathic.
I went with a mate to Chadstone about a month out from Christmas, and it was fucking bedlam on a Tuesday arvo.
Oh, what?
It was
in November.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Can you imagine on the 24th?
I know, but
Man,
it was like
this Tuesday's gonna be fucked.
It scared me, like how ravenous people are. It was
You're
unreal.
telling me that 3-day period from Christmas? Actually, I'll take out Christmas Day. Not many people go out, but like 23rd, 24th, take out 25th, and Boxing Day.
Oh, Boxing Days.
Don't even think about it.
Oh my
No.
God.
Don't even think about going to the shops that day unless
Yo.
you were willing to like you plan 3 hours before and 3 hours afterwards.
Boxing Day sales are our Black Friday.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fucked.
you've got to know exactly what you want. Like you don't go Boxing Day and be like, I'm just going to go look around at the sales. It's like, no, I want X thing. I'm going to go and get it. Like my sister and I went precisely once for a Boxing Day thing, and it was fucked. But at the same time, we both knew exactly what we wanted. It's like, we're going to go to JB Hi-Fi and get this CD. We're going to go to EB Games and get this game. And we knew exactly, and we went, and it was a fucking military strike operation. We fucking went in, got the shit, got out, and it was like a thing.
The sales aren't even
was
worth
efficient.
it anymore, in my opinion. Like they're not even that much marked down.
It depends.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, I'm talking like for tech shit. Tech shit really isn't marked.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. 'Cause I imagine most people fuck with the tech shit.
The best thing to do is go to like DFOs, direct factory outlets that already have like discounts all year round, and then get like the even more like better discounts on top of that. Like if you need clothes or something, hit up DFO on Boxing Day.
Oh, yeah.
If you can stomach the people and the crowds and the bullshit, do that, because like you need fucking 10 dress shirts for $50.
Yeah.
Go to Connor or go to YD or go to fucking Taro Cash, because like that's the cheapest you're going to get them all fucking year. And I need business shirts because I go through them really quickly because at work they get destroyed.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I pick up 10 more, sweet. That's good for a year.
Yeah,
I'm sweet.
that's to be fair. Like it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid at that point. It's sort of like I know it's going to be fucked, but then I don't have to deal with this bullshit for a whole year.
Exactly.
Right? It's
Just
like
go and
great.
do it.
Just go and get it done. Yeah. No, I really rate that idea. Yeah. I really
that's
rate
like the only time I'll venture out. Is right, tech doesn't get marked down enough for me to be like, I'm not going to fight those fucking crowds. Screw that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the only like tradition I've got, like I've developed in the last few years, is watching Die Hard on Christmas Eve.
Oh boy,
And
I want to talk about.
And if I have the time, so if I'm not like going out, like the last few years, I've been either working Christmas Eve or working Christmas Day. So I haven't been home or anything. Like this is my first year going home for a while. I'm pretty sure, like 4 years. So yeah, I'll either just go home from work, or if I'm not working, I'm working Christmas morning. I'll just sit there, order a pizza, and watch the trilogy. I don't watch Die Hard 4 or 5 because they're shit.
No, fair point.
But
fair
I
point,
disagree.
fair point.
I watch Die Hards 1 and 2
We're
at least, and then if 3 if I have time. Because
We're-
3 doesn't take place on Christmas.
It doesn't.
doesn't.
But that's one
No.
with Samuel L. Jackson.
It does have Samuel L. Jackson.
In my opinion, the better
and
one.
It's
now not a Christmas film, but one of the better Die
it's the
Hards.
second.
No.
It's the second best Die Hard. It goes 1 to 1
Oh,
3
you putting over the first one with
1
Nakatomi
1 3
Tower.
1 3 2.
Okay, good.
I
one,
disagree.
mate.
I think
the best.
I think it
Hold on.
goes.
Before
I
we
think
go
it
any
goes
further-
1, 2, 4.
We are a podcast that firmly believes that Die Hard is a Christmas film, right? Like,
Yes.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
of
I
course.
just
Yes.
wanted to get that out there.
Yes.
Also, just to anyone
Like-
listening, Die Hard is the greatest Christmas film ever.
It is.
Love Actually had a very close second. I do give a lot of love
Yes.
to Love Actually.
Your Love Actually is
Right.
it's a good second.
Then there's a fucking ton of shit, and then whatever else you want.
There is a glut of just like I'll put over the Jim Carrey Grinch, just because like
Yeah.
nostalgia wise.
Yeah.
I was a kid when it came out. It was on like Channel 10 every single like it was there like Christmas Eve or the 23rd or 22nd. It would be on. So I give a lot of love to that. The first Tim Allen Santa Claus.
I was just about
Yes.
to say, I watched
Yep.
that the other night. Shit, not so the animations do not hold up.
No.
But fuck me, does the story like it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
Also, has Tim Allen ever done a film that isn't a child's film?
Is Wild Hogs a
Yeah,
child's
Wild
film?
Hog's not a child's film.
That's probably the only one, right? Because I was stupid and I was sitting there and I was watching it and I was just like, God, I'm looking at this. I'm like, I know Tim Allen. And I was like, but I know him as Santa Claus. And I was racking my head. I'm like, is Santa Claus all he's done? And then my fucking roommate
And he's
slapped
fucking
it, like,
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, and then I get slapped across the head and it's just like, he's also Buzz, you dickhead.
Yeah.
And I fucking face palmed and I was like, what the fuck? I'm retarded.
Yeah.
But also, he doesn't play anything else but kids' films.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to look up his IMDb
Which is
now.
weird for a guy that got done for cocaine in the 80s. But then again, everyone got
No,
done
that's
for cocaine
why he
in
did the
80s.
Santa Claus. He was snowblind.
Yeah, true.
Let's see. Oh, Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest
That's not a kid's film.
it's borderline.
It's borderline.
You can watch it as a kid, but you won't appreciate all the jokes.
Yeah.
And I think that they dropped the F word like once.
El Camino Christmas. That's definitely not a kid's film.
It's definitely a Christmas film, though.
It's a Christmas film.
the fuck is El Camino
Oh,
Christmas?
yeah, it's a Netflix film. It's about a gas station robbery on Christmas Eve, and it turns into a hostage situation. And Tim Allen plays the alcoholic, disheveled a sheriff of the town who has to talk down the guy robbing the gas station. And it's like shit gets real.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, but it's one of those kind of like, how do I describe it? It's kind of like it's a tragedy. It's a Christmas tragedy, I suppose. But that is not by any means. That's the first time I ever saw Tim Allen swear. Actually.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
You haven't watched
He says some naughty words.
Any of his stand-up then?
No, I never watched any of his stand up.
Yeah. He was not a very polite person.
Yeah. So there's so El Camino Christmas definitely.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Yeah, I don't know what I like. Real hard with Christmas movies because I haven't watched many. I don't like Christmas movies.
There's and I will put over.
Especially no, I don't like Christmas rom-coms. They're so annoying.
Okay, I was just about to put over.
Have
one.
you? Okay, what is it?
So the new one with
Did
Emilia
you watch
Clarke.
fucking Last Christmas? Are you talking about fucking
Shoot,
Last
I'm not even
Christmas?
fucking with you. That movie is brilliant. That movie is fucking brilliant.
I heard about the twist. The twist can go fuck itself.
You fuck off.
The twist can go
I'm not
fuck
gonna-
itself.
Wait, hold on. It's been enough time.
Yeah,
since
fuck
then.
it.
It's been enough time.
We're
We can-
spoiling.
Spoiler.
We're spoiling the fucking karaoke musical Christmas movie rom-com based on George Michael's dumb song Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart.
Hey.
Fuck that movie.
Hey.
Fuck that movie.
There's your spoiler.
Yeah, I know. It's a ghost. He's a ghost. He is a ghost, and she got his heart donated to him, so she's still alive.
It's so wholesome.
He's a ghost. She
one of
wants to fuck a ghost.
That's not the first movie to do that gimmick, by the way.
Didn't Sixth
No, I
Sense
know.
do that?
No, there was a whole movie called Ghost.
Oh, yeah, true.
That was the gimmick.
Yeah, I know.
Patrick
but
what's his name?
that's the thing. Patrick Swayze knew he was a ghost, and
True.
fucking what's her face knew he was dead. In this one, Amelia Clark doesn't know that handsome Asian boy isn't dead.
She was just falling in love with herself.
So wait a minute.
The one
how
scene
does
that-
that make
no,
it worse? Because it sounds like one is advocating necrophilia and the other one is accidental necrophilia. I feel like surprise necrophilia is
She wanted
better than
to fuck
intentional necrophilia.
a ghost.
No, she wants.
You're not wrong.
She wants to fuck a cute little Asian boy, and then realizes
No,
he's
a handsome Asian
handsome
boy.
Asian man,
Yeah,
and
get it
then
right.
realizes he's a ghost. Right, all right.
But then again,
She was like, I want to fuck that dead man.
This
right?
is that thing with like every single movie that does this fucking trope, and there's so many movies that do this trope, and I hate it, is you go back and every single scene where they're interacting, she is just talking to herself in the street, and people do not bat an eye. People should be batting eyes.
Look, I get
People should be like, okay, there's the one scene. Okay, they're fucking like in a roller, like a skating
You
rink.
ever walk through downtown LA? Like that's pretty much what Los Angelinos do.
But this is like wholesome London during Christmas.
Oh yeah, okay.
The one scene, they're in a skating rink, yeah?
Yeah, I know
skating
this
around,
scene.
and like some dude comes in, like the fucking
He
manager.
doesn't say, hey, you too, though. He just goes, hey, you, or something.
You can't be here. But then doesn't she say we're sorry and then leaves or something? Like there's holes. I'm just saying there's holes. And
I'm not saying you're wrong.
And also the gimmick of the fact that it's like last Christmas I gave you my heart is the line from the fucking George Michael
To
movie.
make a movie out of that is brilliant narrative.
But isn't that a little bit fucked? Because isn't the next line the very next day you gave it away? So she gets a heart transplant and then what does she do? She just
I mean,
like,
they took
her
that
body
line
her body
literally,
her body
but-
rejects it.
The
and
second line they
and
didn't
she
take.
dies. Like
Exactly. Maybe they're both ghosts.
Don't you ruin this film for me, Ricky.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but like
Last Christmas-
I haven't even seen the fucking film and I already know all of this.
It's a
like,
beautiful film.
I'm
And it's-
sorry.
it-
I'm
it-
sorry, but
it's,
just
to me, really thoroughly
that's
imparts the Christmas spirit.
Such a dumb gimmick.
Fuck you.
I
Fuck
hate
you.
that. I hate
You've
that shit.
ruined
I hate
Christmas
that
for me,
shit.
Ricky.
Good. I'm glad. Go back, watch Die Hard. You'll get the Christmas spirit back in your system.
Grinchy.
apparently Love Actually was on the telly the other night, and I always wondered like how are they doing?
It's
how are they,
always
like
on
what
telly.
what time are they putting that on the telly? Because there's a whole scene, there's a whole character arc where two of the characters are pornography actors and they fall in love while having sex with each other on camera for money. Like it's a really wholesome arc, but I don't think you could play that for the kids at 7:00 at night.
I mean,
right?
just label it as MA.
It's usually like a later start, like
Yeah,
8:30.
yeah, I would imagine.
when you can chuck a nice M label on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Love Actually is good. Problematic looking at it now, but still good.
Do we give some love to Nightmare Before? Oh, the Night Before Christmas? What's that one? The Disney one?
A Nightmare Before
A
Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas?
It's not a Disney movie.
That's a
is
hell-
it?
Is
that not
It's a Tim
Burton
Tim
produced.
Burton produced joint.
Well, I always get fucking... This
It's
is my
also-
own
it's a-
stupidity.
also-
I get Tim
Is it?
Burton mixed
Also,
up with
it's
Disney.
a Halloween movie.
It's Nightmare...
It's a Halloween movie.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
I mean, it's both. You got Halloween Town, you got Christmas Town. It's more about Halloween Town than Christmas Town, but you can watch it both. You can watch it on Halloween or you can watch it on Christmas. I have people in my life that are just like, it's a fucking Halloween movie. Do not dare watch it on Christmas.
What's your stance?
And then I really don't give a fuck.
No, fair enough.
I don't find the whimsy in those kind of movies as much as other people do.
Take out Die Hard and Love Actually. What else have you got up there?
Fucking
Because I feel like those, like you'll always have those two. Like Die Hard would be in like the lads are saying it, right? Like Die Hard's a fucking Christmas movie,
Die Hard 2.
right?
Can I say that?
Take those out. What's a good Christmas film? What do you think needs to be in a good Christmas film?
You need...
Do you need there to be the spirit of Christmas? Because I argue Die Hard doesn't give you... Well, it gives you a spirit of Christmas, but it's our spirit of Christmas. It's
Yeah.
not like the spirit of Christmas.
I mean, Home Alone is another one that, like, it takes place during Christmas. It's the same argument for Die Hard. Like,
I was gonna
does
say,
a movie that... does a movie that take place during Christmas necessitate a Christmas movie? Now, if I want to argue for Die Hard, then yes, it does. Home Alone has like Christmas elements to it because you get like the big bit at the end where the family comes back and it's all Christmas together, yay. But like most of that movie is about home invasion and a child in mortal danger, which turns into two robbers in mortal danger because fucking what's his face is a badass apparently. But I don't know. Like Home Alone is good.
It's
has
the under 18 version
has
of A Quiet Place.
Yeah, but it has the spirit as well. Like it has that Christmas spirit, like Home Alone does.
No, not A Quiet Place. It's the kids' version of Don't Breathe.
Don't breathe. Yeah, don't breathe. So I don't know. Like there's, like I loved when I was a kid A Muppets Christmas Carol.
Fair.
I love that movie. It is just like I love Muppets. I love all the Muppets movies. Muppet Christmas Carol, like that hit me. There's Scrooged, which gets you some Bill Murray. It's a Christmas Carol, but it's Bill Murray as like a Wall Street guy in the 80s. And it's Bill Murray just being Bill Murray. It's fucking great. If no one's watched it, check it out. It's so good. What else? Christmas is like, I don't seek out films. I just watch Die Hard. Like I'm not going to the cinema.
And I'm the same.
The worst part is because like the way the cinema sort of structure works is that if you release a Christmas movie in December, it's probably still going to be playing in January. No one's going to go to it. So they release them in fucking November. So they're still out in cinemas.
That's what they did with Last Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they come into their time and make most of their revenue in December, even though they've already been out for a month. So like I'm not going out to see a Christmas movie in fucking November. There's no point.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and then like finding them after the fact on like streaming or DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. I don't seek them out. Like they're not a fucking genre that I bother to really go after. So
Are you throwing Elf in maybe the top 5 watch list for Christmas?
Of course you would fucking throw Elf in.
I'm throwing Elf in there.
You are horny for Will Ferrell.
It's one of those ones for me that everyone overhyped, and I've just gotten to the point I'm just like I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Will Ferrell
it's
is a
fine.
hit and miss actor for me.
It's fine. Will Ferrell's funny, but it's no more than it's fine. Like that fucking meme.
But for me, Christmas, that's fine for me. As long as it's just fine. I'm not here to fucking analyze a Christmas film.
I know, but like people just fucking talk it up so much that it's like it's the best Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And like I hate when people do that. Even though I do it about Die Hard, but that's because it's a bit of a meme. But with Elf, like the amount of people that post those fucking gifs of just like him screaming, "It's Christmas" or "It's Santa" or whatever the fuck it is. Shut up. I've had enough. I've had enough of fucking Elf memes. It's like, it's not as bad as Minion memes, but my God, come Christmas, my Facebook is fucking just flooded with memes with like just Will Ferrell's Elf next to it, just being like, Christmas spirit, blah, 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 fuck you.
You get your 40-year-old auntie commenting
That's
on your
exactly
post with the gift.
what it fucking is, man. Like Elf is the fucking Minions meme for Christmas. That's what it's become, and I hate it. So I fucking hate that movie. I'm sorry, Will Ferrell. I love you, but fuck that movie. So
At the risk of permanently being disowned by certain members of my family, there are certain middle to late age members of my family who exclusively use the Minion meme
Boomers.
for everything.
Boomers.
All right,
They're boomers.
like I'm and it goes beyond Facebook. They will
Boomers-
send you cards.
Boomers
with
love
memes on.
Minions.
They do, which is so fucking
I don't
weird to me.
understand why boomers love Minions.
What
What is that?
I watched Despicable Me for the first time in my life a few months ago.
Is it that they relate to Gru?
Yeah,
Because Gru is a boomer.
Gru. Yeah, I
He's
feel like
100% a boomer.
He's 100% a boomer.
Like he's a boomer.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
No,
I didn't
it's
get it.
dumb.
I didn't see the appeal. I
Like-
was like, he adopts 3 kids and he's a bit of a shitty parent. Like, I mean, you're not.
And there's also yellow things floating around.
And there's
everywhere.
yellow things floating around. So it's sort of like, okay, so slave owner adopts children. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
basically.
Like, I mean, I could watch Django Unchained. It's the same story with a better ending
Just like a Christmas filter.
and better actors.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Like fucking Iron Man 3 takes place during Christmas.
It does technically.
Shane
Yeah,
Black makes all of his movies based. Nice Guys. Nice Guys takes place during Christmas.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, it does too.
All of Shane Black's movies take place during fucking Christmas. I'm just saying.
Just a little fun little tidbit there, everyone.
It's one of those things like, is Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie?
If we give it the Die Hard treatment, then
It is.
anything
No.
that has a Christmas tree in the film itself.
Yeah.
You know what? I would say it is.
They say Merry
because
Christmas and there's a Christmas tree.
There is, but also like I feel like part of a character, part of a thing like a trope in a Christmas movie is that like somebody learns a lesson, somebody grows.
Yes.
And becomes a better person by the
Yeah.
end of the film, and like
That's what you
the
need in a
whole
Christmas
the
film.
whole point of Iron Man 3, his whole character arc is learning how to be Tony Stark without the suit.
Yeah.
Learning how to be Iron Man, without the suit, but also like learning how to overcome his own personal traumas from firing a nuke through a
wormhole
portal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Which is kind of like something you don't do that shit every day.
Oh, no.
Right. And so that's what I mean. So like he goes through this enormous character growth, right, and becomes a better person by the end of it, and it's very wholesome. And there's a kid involved, and he kind of like parents this kid. So like that's what I mean. There's like this tremendous character growth that happens, and I feel like that's like a real solid trope.
You've just
of
made
Christmas
the
movies.
argument to me that Iron Man 3 is a Christmas film.
Yeah. But it's a Christmas film that doesn't really do that. By the way, none of us have actually seen the entirety of Iron Man 3. There's an entire character arc that only exists in the Chinese version of the film. And it's the surgeon who does the surgery on Tony Stark at the end of the film. He has an entire character arc that just doesn't exist in the Western release of the film. And it's all in Mandarin. Right? Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, he has his own story. Oh my god! I actually really want to see that version of the film though. I really do, because with subtitles, because I don't speak Mandarin, but I really want to see what this dude's character arc, because it's pretty fucking lit. But with that, I think we'll leave it there for now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid watch list of Christmas movies. You got Die Hard, you got Iron Man 3, you've got Love Actually, and
Last Christmas.
Last Christmas.
You can if you want.
If you wanted to. I mean,
You want a dumb fucking twist?
Yeah.
It's not a dumb fucking twist.
It is a dumb fucking twist.
Just watch the film, Ricky.
Fine.
Look, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'll pull back the curtain here. I cried.
Oh,
I cried. I shed a tear. I got emotional during that film. Okay? That is a good film.
that's nice.
Fuck you, Ricky.
I'm glad.
You've
glad
killed
you cried.
Christmas for me.
Good.
Fuck you.
Go watch Muppet Christmas Carol and go watch Scrooged. Yeah, they're good. They're good. They're recommended. And Jim Carrey's The Grinch.
There you go.
It's just Jim Carrey eating up scenery.
I watched it in
so good.
I watched it in a not even really a theater in Inverloch
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I'm not even kidding. It was literally the town hall. They had a projector.
Yep.
But that's the movie theater.
Yeah.
And we went and we watched The Grinch.
Yeah.
All right. And because it was brand new at the time when I was a little kid. And it was a fucking good movie.
Dude,
Even when you're sitting there on some fold-out chairs in the middle of a fucking basketball court, it's a good movie.
It's Jim Carrey eating scenery for 90 minutes. It's great.
Yeah. It's a fucking rad movie. And in fact, apparently the modern one too, the modern version of The Grinch.
With Brandon Witch Cumbersnitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3D modeled one. Apparently that's pretty lit too. So go and watch them. There you go, something for the whole family.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
You got things for the whole family there, right? And especially in this modern 21st century where everybody's got 15 televisions, you got something to put on all 15 fucking televisions, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Or just watch Die Hard on 15 different
Or
televisions.
just watch Die Hard on 15 different televisions. Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna do.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
So I want to thank my guests for joining me this week. I want to thank my guests David Young and Ricky Needs. Thank you
No problemo.
for joining me on this Christmas Eve. And
Feliz Navidad.
And Feliz Navidad. And on behalf of everybody here at Pint Party and the Heart Effect Network, we'd like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas, but not a Happy New Year, because we're going to do that next week. Okay, I'm not wishing you nothing until next week. Right? You want that Happy New Year goodness gimmicks? You got to come back next week. All right. And with that,
Everyone raise your eggnog glasses and
cheers.
Cheers.
deck the halls with pints and party. Beer, 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 beer. 'Tis the season to be tipsy. Beer, 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 beer.
Fuck you, Dave.
This podcast is part of the Heart Effect Podcast Network. For more of this and our other podcasts, head to hearteffectstudios.com.au.